Okay, let's talk about Tyler O'Neill. We'll stick in the AL Central here NL Central here for just a little bit. So Tyler O'Neill was benched on Wednesday
Yeah.
after making an unacceptable play on the base paths on Tuesday. So he was on second. He tried to score from second on a ball to right field. It was hit right to Acuna, like right to him. I don't even know why they sent O'Neill, honestly, on this
Right.
play, because it makes no sense. He had no chance. So he's out of the plate by probably 5 or 6 feet, you know. But this is what manager Oli Marmol said. He said, that's not our style of play as far as the effort of rounding the bag there. It's unacceptable. And I don't know, honestly. Like I personally think that if he did round it slow or soft, it was probably because he was like, there's no reason for me to go here. I'm gonna be toast.
Yeah.
Like, because when I say that ball was hit right at Acuna, it was right to him.
Right.
And so this is what Tyler O'Neill said in response, though. He said those are pretty strong words from him, so that's good to know. And then he added, I don't think it should have been handled that way. I think if there's internal issues, they should be handled internally. We should have each other's backs out there. So then the next day he wasn't in the starting lineup. I think he did come in and pinch hit late in the game. But this is my thing, Brig, is that the manager, if he has a problem with a guy's hustle, especially a guy like Tyler O'Neill, who has gotten MVP in the vote, every MVP votes in the past.
Right.
You know, like, is one of your core players, one of your better players, and he's still relatively young. Like,
Yeah.
talk to him about that behind closed doors. He's not a guy like, I feel like an Arenado or a Goldschmidt. Like, if you want to call them out in the media, they can handle it.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
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 Which, and, maybe you still shouldn't do that.
I
But
wouldn't do it.
right. But yeah, no, I don't think this is the way this should be happening. And I'm curious if there's still a little bit of a rift between Tyler O'Neill and Marmol here. If there's like, or if the front office is like, you go apologize to him because we'll fire you tomorrow, but we got to have Tyler O'Neill around.
Yeah. They may very well do that. I think that's a very real possibility. I think that all of this needs to be handled behind closed doors. That's spot on advice. And for the most part, like, I don't care how old or young you are. I don't care how much experience you have. You shouldn't have to fight battles from behind you. You should have to fight battles in front of you. And this is terrible. So
Yeah. Well, and it
yeah.
reminded me. So, like, not even like 2 days later, I saw that clip of Gabe Kapler when he was
Yes.
with the Giants, when he went to pull his pitcher, and his pitcher turned on and yelled at him. He let it go.
Yep.
And then he got back down in the dugout and he said, "Come with me." They walked down the tunnel and he addressed it off camera. He
Yep.
could have sat him down in the corner and yelled at him, right?
Yep.
And been like, and just gone off and been like, if the camera see this, the camera see it. But instead, he took him back into the tunnel and said whatever it was he had to say, and let his player keep his dignity, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, no, I don't think this is the way this should have been handled at all.
So let me jump all over this for one more minute. We were really excited about St. Louis before the start of the season, and I think we still are. But let's just look at they're losing bad. I think they've only won 3 games this year so far, and they've lost to the Blue Jays, the Braves, and the Brewers, and they're currently losing to the Rockies in the top of the 4th.
Yeah,
So
3-6 so far this year.
Like, as we speak, the Rockies are beating the Cardinals. And if this is what's going on culturally in the
They just tied
clubhouse,
it up. Sorry.
oh, nice. Then they got problems.
Right.
And maybe this is all bubbling up, and finally it's coming out, and this is indicative of some greater issue far beneath the surface that everybody's been aware of, and it hasn't, reared its ugly head yet. That would be my guess, given the evidence now that they keep losing. I don't know. We'll see. But I think, I don't know. I think it's indicative. Once it spills out of the clubhouse and things aren't being handled internally anymore, you got to wonder what else is happening.
Right. I think you're absolutely right. And, this is only his second year as manager of the Cardinals, right? Like,
Right.
last year they won 93 games. So you think there wouldn't have been too many issues, but you never know, because that was a really talented team last year. And there were some guys who had stuff to play for, right? Pujols, Yachty, and then Adam Wainwright. You don't know if he was coming back or not, but they had stuff to play for in their last year.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It could be interesting. We're only 9 playing their 10th game of the season today. It'll be interesting to see what happens to them the rest of this month, because they say you certainly cannot win a division in April, but you can definitely lose one. And so I'm curious what
100%.
kind of a leash they're giving him this month and into next, that if stuff like this is going on, and then if they drop way behind in the division, I don't know how much longer he'll be around.
Well, we've seen a rash of mid-season management firings in the past few years, so that's not an abnormality anymore.
Right. Yep.
I remember when it was, and it's not. It's like, oh,